गणानां त्वा गणपतिं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतः नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् ॐ श्रीमहागणाधिपतये नमः। ॐ वृषभं च श्रणीनां विश्वरूपमदाभ्यं बृहस्पतिं वरेण्यम् ॐ तद्विष्णोः परमं पदं सदा पश्यन्ति सूरयः दिवीपचक्षुराततम् ॐ श्रीं ह्रीं ज्योतिर्ब्रह्माय नमः। ॐ हरे रामकृष्ण हरे रामकृष्ण हरे रामकृष्ण। ॐ पराशराय नमः। ॐ पराशराय नमः। ॐ पराशराय नमः। ॐ घृणिसूर्यः आदित्यः ॐ घृणिसूर्यः आदित्यः ॐ घृणिसूर्यः आदित्यः ॐ। Charts you have?
Sir, I have one.
Okay, go ahead, give me the data.
Data is July 26,
July 26,
1987,
1987,
11:24 a.m.
11:24 a.m.
Visakhapatnam,
Visakhapatnam, India.
India.
Yeah. Male or female?
Male, sir.
Male. What did I say?
Aditya.
Aditya. Satish, I already have one Aditya Satish example.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me see one second. Aditya.
The same.
11:50:20 it says time. July 26, 1987. Is it the right date? July 26, 1987.
Yes, sir.
11:50:20 a.m.
Yeah, that is corrected the time. That is the corrected. That is the bad time, sir. This is the corrected time.
Okay.
At least so.
I see. So we saw this recently actually, a couple of months back, I think, at the end of last year.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. So correct time is
11:24.
11:24. Old time was 11:50.
Yes.
And you probably gave 11:45 or 11:50 and we rectified as 11:50:24. Okay.
And I don't know.
And we don't have too many events. We just have events getting to MBBS and coming here. Yeah, just a couple of events. Okay.
And the
original time was 11:52.
Okay. His mom called me up and
Yeah.
they didn't have the right time, so.
Okay.
And
this time is supposed to be accurate?
Yes, sir. It is supposed to be accurate. But the problem is there is a 1 minute discrepancy still. Some think it is 11:23.
Okay, it's on the border basically.
Yes. So
but the thing is we are in the ballpark.
Yeah.
If we are in the ballpark, then we can try to do something. Hello? Okay. Okay, so we'll see. So what are we seeing?
Is Dasansha, sir.
Career.
For his career.
Okay. Okay, the events I have earlier were. Hello? Jai Shri Ram. Yeah, actually I am in astrology class, Manish. We'll talk later. Okay. Bye. Jai Shri Ram. Bye. Okay. So, the events I have are Doctor MBBS in India wants to come here and pursue MS Cardiology, coming to US on business visa or to take exams. changes based on natural D24 and medical. Okay. All we basically know is that he has medical education. He did MBBS in India, and he wants to come here. And should he come here and pursue MS here?
He's here.
Or
He's
okay.
here. He has written all his steps and he's trying to get in right now. And his question is whether he should continue doing it
or go back to India and do work there. Yeah. Pretty much the same thing was asked earlier at the end of last year. And we rectified the time based on D24 and medical education. And that's basically the only event we had. And we knew that in June, July 2010 he finished MBBS. Okay.
The problem was with this chart also.
Yeah.
I right away told them that within 49 seconds the
D24
Rashi changes.
Oh, Rashi Lagna. D24 also 5 seconds that it will change.
Yeah. So everything is changing, sir. And I can give you the complete...
Rashi Lagna is on the border, you said?
Yes, sir.
Oh, sorry. I didn't change the time yet. 11:24. I just made a note, but I didn't change it physically. Yeah, it's on a border. So it's 11 seconds earlier it will change. Okay. So what do we do? What do we know? Is there anything?
He's a 5'11" height. He's very slender, just like me.
Yeah.
And very tall.
Yeah.
And when he talks very fast.
Talks very fast.
Yeah. He is
As
very quick.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's very quick in understanding all of that, sir. He understands it very good, and he has a younger sister.
Okay. Actually, why don't I note down? Tall, speaks fast, good grasping power,
and he communicates really very well.
Younger sister.
He has one younger sister, and that's it. And there was no miscarriage in the middle.
Okay, very good. Let's see. Now, so the Lagna, forget about all the divisional charts now. Take Rashi and Navamsha. Does Tula make more sense or Kanja make more sense? Is he intelligent, analytical, that kind of person, logical, analytical, intelligent kind of person, or would you say diplomatic?
He's actually he's analytical and logical when it comes to talking and communicating. But he has his way around people.
He has his way around people. Okay.
I wouldn't say diplomatic, but he can still manage around people.
Okay. And one thing you said is he's eloquent.
Yes, sir.
That is an interesting data point because with Tula Lagna, the second house will contain Shani. And the second lord Mars is debilitated. So with second lord, the second lord in the 9th is in the 10th is a good placement because second lord is in a trine from his own house. But the thing is, the fact that he is debilitated there, the second lord, it doesn't really show excellent speaking power abilities. Moreover, neither Mercury nor Jupiter has much to do with the second house because they are the ones who really gave good power of expression, good speech. So the fact that he is eloquent.
Also, Manda planet is in second house.
Mandi? Yeah.
Not Manda, Manda, Saturn is in second house.
Yeah, right. I mentioned that also first. Saturn is there and the Lord is debilitated. So both the ways, it is not really that conducive to being a good speaker. So that one data point suggests that it may be Kanja Lagna. If it is Kanja Lagna, Kanja people are smart, intelligent and analytical, and also Mercury is well placed. So Mercurian traits will dominate, and Mercurian traits are basically being able to understand anybody, being able to get along with anybody. Those are Mercurian traits, and basically intelligent and good communication skills. And if you take the second house now, the second lord Venus, right? Second lord Venus is in is in Cancer. Second lord Venus is in Cancer. Basically, he is in a quadrant from his own sign. And Cancer is a very fruitful sign. Even though it's not a friendly sign or exaltation sign or something, at least it is not debilitated like Mars. And most importantly, Jupiter will have an aspect on the second house. Jupiter will have a very close aspect on the second house actually, because Jupiter is at the beginning of Aries. And the other thing is, the other factor is, if it is Kanya Lagna, if it is Tula Lagna, Lagna Lord Mercury, Lagna Lord Venus is in Cancer, is in Jal Rashi. And Lagna Lord is Venus, a Jal planet. And Jupiter is aspecting Lagna. So overall you would expect a Kapha type personality. If it is Tula Lagna, the person will be slightly stout and well built. But you are saying lean and tall, right? So that basically shows Vata nature. And if I take Lagna in Virgo, then the thing is Lagna will contain Ketu in it. Ketu can be either Pitta or Vata, and Rahu is affecting, and Rahu is Vata. And the other thing is the Lord of the house, Mercury, is basically in own sign. Mercury is Tridoshik. He can have all the doshas. But the thing is, when he is in own sign in a Vaitattva Rashi, there can definitely be Vata element in the personality. So his being a Vata type physical build, from what you are describing, makes a little more sense with the Virgo Lagna than the Tula Lagna. So those factors suggest that it may be Virgo instead of Libra. But the thing is, let's take one more divisional chart. Let's take D4. Let's not jump to D24 because D24 will change every 3 minutes or so. So let's basically go to D4 and confirm this. With D4, if you take Tula Lagna, then the first one in Tula is Tula. So D4 Lagna is Tula. Whereas if you change the time back by 10 seconds, it will go to Gemini, right? The last one in Virgo. So the 10th from Virgo it will be. So it will be Gemini. You can change the time and check, but you can estimate it mentally. It will be Gemini. So the choice is between Tula and Mithuna. Okay? And do you know when he came to US?
Was last year, sir.
2011. When? Don't know?
Don't know.
Okay.
His first? I think we discussed this last time.
He may have visited earlier, but the thing is, this is when he came and now he's here for
He's here for some
longer duration. So 2011, sometime in 2011 he came to US. We don't know exactly when. Go to D4 Misho Tridasya. So Shanidasya brought him abroad. Shanidasya took the person abroad. Okay? Shanidasya took the person abroad. Does it make sense? And we are not sure of the Antardasya, but let's just use the Mahadasya. During Shanidasya, the person came abroad. Does it make sense? He is the 9th lord in the 12th house. With the Tula Lagna, he is a Yokarka and he is in the 8th house. So some instability, some auspicious instability is possible. But the thing is, Gemini is showing more dark, clearly going to a faraway place. Now you said something about siblings.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So what do we know there about siblings? So the Rekana, the choice is between Tula itself and Taurus. Right? The first Rekana in Tula will be Tula itself and the last Rekana in Kanya will be Vrishabha. So it's a choice between Taurus and Libra. Now, what do we know about younger sibling? We know that there is a younger sibling, right? Huh?
He has a sister.
She has a younger you said, or elder?
Younger sister.
Younger sister, one younger sister. Okay, so with Tula, if you take Tula, the third house is, counting forward, the third house is Sagittarius. And its Lord is Jupiter, he is in Aries. That would, that can suggest a male child. But the thing is, we can't really be so sure with Rakana. Unlike Mr. Pransa, you can't really be, that principle of finding the gender doesn't really work well. So we can't dismiss based on that, because we know his sister. But the thing is, unfortunately we don't know much about the sister. Basically, sister's horoscope should have a strong Jupiterian influence. But the thing is, if you take the other one, if you take Taurus, the third from there counted backwards because it's even sign, is again same, Pisces. And that is owned by Jupiter. So the sibling is shown by Jupiter either way. So the thing is, we don't really have any use of that information. So let's move on to the Rakana data point. But the Chaturthansya does suggest that Gemini may be right. And the basic personality traits that you suggested do suggest that there is an error in the time. And finally, let's go to T24. Now the thing is that Lagna will be either Gemini, if it is the end of Virgo, right? Or it will be Leo. So Gemini, Leo are the choices we have. And the thing is, good thing is, backward and forward we have like 4-minute window. We just have to identify whether it's Gemini or Leo. It can't be probably Taurus because that requires 4 minutes of error backwards. Similarly, it can't be Virgo because that requires forward error of 4 minutes. So, because we are right on a border, you just have to consider 2 signs. And they happen to be Gemini and Leo. Here. It's not continuous because there is a change in the sign itself, in the Rashi chart. So Gemini and Leo, which one explains medical education better? How do you see the bachelor's education?
From the 9th house.
9th house. And if you take Leo, how is the 9th house?
Mars.
And what did he do? Was there any specialization in the MBBS or it was generic? Okay. If you take Leo, and one more thing, apart from the fact that he studied medicine, do we know anything like he's a smart student?
He's a very smart student, sir. He's got all toppers in up to 10th standard. And then right away he got selected into medical, very good school, medical college in Andhra Pradesh itself.
Okay.
He's got like 110 rank or whatever.
Okay. So he's basically, he did very well. He's a very good student. Okay. Okay. So let us see. So if you take Leo, the 9th lord is, 9th house is not aspected by anybody, by his Lord Mars, and the 9th lord is Mars and he is in Virgo. He is with Venus and Saturn. So 9th lord is Mars with Venus and Saturn. And Mars can show medicine, but the thing is, he will probably show engineering also, especially in an Mercurian sign. So probably you would have expected engineering, but you can make some case. Whereas, and the thing is, will he be an intelligent person with Lagna in Virgo, a Lagna in Leo? The Lagna Lord Sun and the 5th Lord Jupiter are together, but in 6th house and inimical sign. There is a Rajoga between Lagna Lord and 5th Lord, but 5th Lord is in the 6th house and in debility. So when the 5th Lord is in debility in an inimical sign, basically this shows lucky person, but how intelligent he is debatable basically. There are some weaknesses. Whereas, if you take Gemini, let us see how that stacks up. If you take Gemini, there is a Parivartana between Lagna Lord and 9th Lord, right? Lagna Lord Mercury is in 9th and 9th Lord Rahu is in Lagna. So, and they are friends. Both of them are in friendly houses, right? So there is a friendly Rajoga between Lagna Lord and 9th Lord that gives Lakshmi Yoga basically, Parivartana. That makes him very fortunate in the matter of learning. But when it comes to intelligence, how do you see intelligence from the 5th house? How is the 5th house? 5th Lord is debilitated in the 4th house. In a quadrant that is better than the 6th house. A 5th Lord in a quadrant is a good thing. Moreover, he is close with 9th Lord Shani. Right? Mercury actually, by the way, has a Parivartana with Shani too. Mercury has a Parivartana with Rahu as well as Shani. He has 2 Parivartanas. So the 4th Lord and 9th Lord have a Parivartana. So Mercury is involved in 2 really powerful Rajogas and Venus is involved with that Rajoga. And he also, 9th Lord with the 5th Lord is very good in a Kendra. So it's a good Rajoga basically. Gives a good sense of direction in studies. But the problematic thing is Venus is debilitated. And one more problematic thing is Mars is afflicting them. Mars is afflicting. But the thing is there any distance between Mars? See, Mars and Saturn are together, but Venus is actually far away from them. So Mars affliction is not really a big deal. But at the same time, Saturn Yoga is also not really a big deal. So, but the thing is, the 5th Lord is debilitated. But now, unlike in the other case, where 5th Lord is debilitated in a Dusthana, here he is debilitated in a Kendra, and more importantly, Lagna is very powerful. Lagna Lord is involved in two Rajogas, two exchange Rajogas, and Lagna contains ninth Lord, so Lagna is very powerful. And moreover, the Lagna Lord being Mercury can make the person basically very smart with good memory, good analytical skills, etc. So from the point of view of being intelligent, this makes a little more sense. But how about education, medical education? The ninth house will show bachelor's education. What are the influences on the ninth house? What are the influences on the ninth house? Mercury is there, and lords are Saturn and Rahu. Right? Now, are there any indications of medical education? Who gives medical education? Who gives medical education? Moon? Sun? Sun is supposed to give, yeah. Mars can give. Mars can make one a surgeon, but medicine itself is given by Sun and Moon. The human being. And especially Sun is the Karaka, main Karaka. So, is there any chance of getting their influence on the ninth house? What if we take the previous Lagna? Let's say time is 11:19 or 11:18. Let's see. No, 11:18. What was the time given? 11:20, right? 11:24, okay. So let's say 11:20. 11:21. Something is here. The data is February 26, 1987, no, right? Something is
July 26.
July. Yeah, I just changed the, now it makes sense. But creating the data, I think I changed the month. Okay. So, let's say 11:19. That should be enough. No, that's not enough. 11:18. Yeah, 11:18. Let's say 11:18. Let's put the Lagna in Taurus. If Lagna is Taurus, then how is the chart? Lagna contains an exalted planet, and Lagna Lord, though debilitated, is in the fifth house of intelligence, and fifth Lord, Mercury is in a friendly sign in a Kendra, and he has a Parivartana with Saturn. Fifth and tenth Lords have a Parivartana. Right? So basically, fifth house is very powerful. It contains Rajogas between Lagna Lord, ninth Lord, tenth Lord, and seventh Lord. So it contains powerful Rajogas, and this Lord is like quadrant. So basically, very intelligent person. Okay? And Lagna is also very powerful. And secondly, if you take the ninth house, the ninth Lord Saturn is with Venus and Mars, but the thing is, ninth house itself contains Sun. Though there is also debilitated Jupiter, he is a malefic, and Sun is clearly there. So, and Sun is closer to the cusp of the ninth house. So Sun is the most dominant influence on the ninth house. He is a quadrant Lord in a trine. So he is well placed, though in a inimical sign. So this can show a doctor. Sun's influence on the ninth house. Okay? So, if we do this, none of the other things that we talked about earlier change anyway. Rashi will remain the same, Jyothishya will remain the same, Rakana will remain the same. So let's take this.
In the last 2 years of his education, sir,
Yeah.
2008 to 2010,
Yeah.
he had issues, a lot of issues from his professors
Uh-huh.
and his classmates.
Yeah.
He was involved in a lot of
Did it affect his studies?
it, up to a point of time they just thought he would
Stop. Give up.
But
Okay.
luckily everything
Okay, so towards the end of the education, even though he was a brilliant person, towards the end of his studies, he actually went through some rough patch.
Yes.
Okay, that's a very good data point. So let's see the dasha that was running then. Okay,
D24, sir.
D24. D24 Vimshotri dasha. The dasha running then was that of Rahu Venus. The dasha is that of Rahu Venus. Okay. The Antardasha is that of Rahu Venus. Right?
Yes.
Now, can there be some clashes in the Venus period, some obstacles and clashes? He is the sixth lord also. Venus is the Lagna lord, but he is also the sixth lord. So basically, if you look at this chart, being the sixth lord, Venus can give some problems, and being the eighth lord, Jupiter also can give some problems. Jupiter period and Venus period can give some problems. So, it is possible. And moreover, he is with the Karka. Basically, Mars is the Karka for quarrels and fights with people. Even though there is some distance, he is basically with Mars. So he is with the Karka and he is the Lord of a house. So when the Lord of a house is with the Karka, moreover the house is empty. Right? And there are no powerful influences on it, aspects also. If there is a powerful aspecting planet, they can give the result. But the sixth house is basically empty and not aspected by anybody. So sixth lord will have to give the results if there are any quarrels or any fights. And being with the Karka Mars also, he becomes even more qualified to give the result. So during Venus Antardasha, there can be some problems. Now, but the thing is, Venus being the Lagna Lord also, he will be involved in different yogas. He basically won't make him give up basically. Had he just been the sixth Lord, maybe it would have been different. But he is also a favorable planet. And one more thing actually, taking the ninth house as Lagna, okay, of the bachelor education, the eighth Lord is in Lagna, the eighth Lord Sun. So the thing is, some political problem, some tension. Eighth Lord in the Lagna is a combination for tension, right? So, relating to the bachelor's education, there can be some tensions for the person. Whereas with the Gemini Lagna that we saw earlier, the ninth house is containing Mercury, the Lagna Lord. So, taking the ninth house as Lagna, fifth Lord Mercury is in Lagna. Even though he is also eighth Lord, he is also fifth Lord. Fifth Lord in Lagna, Lagna Lord in fifth. So, it is relatively cleaner. But here, two malefics, taking Capricorn as Lagna, two malefics are restricting it. So, it's third Lord and eighth Lord.
Yeah, it was as though he was in a brawl with his professors, and there were a lot of politics against him.
Yeah.
And that was a phase where every one of us were like very scared with what's going to happen.
Sun is basically, Sun shows all the political problems with administrators. And Jupiter can, basically Jupiter and Sun, they show people with knowledge and people with power. And both of them are bad planets for Capricorn. Third Lord, 12th Lord and 8th Lord. I mean, it's not even Viparita Rajoga because they are in Lagna. 8th Lord, 12th Lord together in a Dusthana would have been Viparita Rajoga. So that can show some problems. So that also adds up. So most likely the time is off. The final time given 11:24 is off. Let's take 11:18 or 11:18:30 or whatever. See, 11:18:30 enough. Yeah, 11:8. Let's take 11:18:30 as the rectified time. I'll just make a note. Rectified. Actually, one note is still valid. Rectified is not studied. Okay. Now the question is relating to career, right? Now the thing is, irrespective of the D24 rectification, the D10 Lagna is basically fixed. As long as our Rashi rectification is correct. So, but the thing is, if we are more confident of the D24 also, whether Lagna in Dashyamsa is in the first half or second half also, we can be more confident of. That's why it's useful to rectify as thoroughly as we can. But the thing is, that was not really needed. All we needed to be confident of was just the Rashi chart. We have a leeway of 7.5 minutes backward and 5.5 minutes forward here. So Kumbha is rising. Aquarius is rising in the D10 chart. Any comments? How is the time right now? Look at the Dasha, Vishwatri Dasha of D10. Look at the D10 Vishwatri Dasha. What is the Dasha running right now? Ketu Dasha is running for another 4 years or 3 years. 3 more years. How is the Ketu Dasha? And then Venus Dasha comes. Now the thing with Ketu is he is the 10th Lord, but he is in the 8th house. So he is not really a great planet for a flying start in the career. He can delay career or he can give break in the career. He is okay basically. This is not, if he wants to start his career, well he can, but the thing is this is not really an auspicious time. Whereas if you take Venus, after 2015 Venus Dasha comes, he is a great planet. Why? He is Yokarka. He is Yokarka, 9th Lord with Lagna Lord. Right? And from Sun, he is exalted in the 11th house. Lagna Lord exalted in the 11th house with the 10th Lord. And from Moon, he is the 4th Lord and 11th Lord exalted in the 9th house. So basically he is exalted and he is well placed, or he is a benefic planet from various references. So Venus Dasha should be a very good Dasha in career. But the Ketu Dasha that is running right now is quite average. It doesn't really stand out. So I will not even be surprised. And one more thing is, it is possible that career may not even start during this time because the Dasha Lord is in the 8th house. Is he actually in the 8th house? Or let's look at the longitudes. Lagna is at 17 Aquarius, Ketu is at 22 Pisces, Virgo. So he is exactly in the 8th house. It's not like the house has changed. So he is in the 8th house. So though he is the 10th Lord, Ketu gives results more based on the house he occupies than the house he owns. So being in the 8th house, he gives only delay and setbacks and anxiety relating to career. So my feeling is he may actually go with studies now instead of working. And then after Venus period starts in 2015, only then he may actually start working. But the bottom line is, between 2015 and 2035, that is a very important period in his life, right? Approximately the age of 30 to 50. That is basically like the crux of your career. That period is running a great dasha. So he will definitely have a successful career, and he should basically build it in the next 3-4 years. Don't rush into career.
Is he here to do the education or to job? Like,
For a doctor in the US, it works both ways. I mean, he's trying to pursue his education, but that means he has to get his H1 and all that. So
Yeah. H1? I see.
Yeah,
no,
it
but
cannot
for a
be.
doctor in US, they need more of a US degree than an Indian degree.
Yeah.
For a person who is coming from India to, Indian doctor, if he's trying to come into the US
No,
and make,
so with an Indian doctor, he cannot be directly into a profession here.
he's already written his steps, all the 3 steps that needs to be written. So all he needs is a seat in a university, and to pursue the education, he's still studying here, sir. He would still be a master's student here.
Okay.
But for that, he needs his H1 to be sponsored.
Why do you need H1 for studies? Isn't it F1 or something else?
It's J1 or
H1.
H1, sir. But he gets paid when he's on that position.
I see. Okay.
Doctor is a little weird here when he comes from India.
Okay.
So how is his education right now, sir?
That is the next thing I'm going to see. Look at D24 Vishwatri Dasha. Bottom line is, because Ketu is with the 3rd and 10th Lord Mars and he is in the 8th house, this period you can expect lot of breaks, lot of changes and amalgamation of various things. And also because he is with Mars, third Lord, some temporary short-term kind of positions. Bottom line is we don't expect a stable, good career basically. But once Venus comes, we expect that. So after 3 years, there is a much better period. Okay, D24. How is the D24? Vimshodadasa. What is the Dasa running right now? Rahu. He is in Rahu Mars. Right? Actually Rahu Moon. But after that Rahu Mars. And then Jupiter will start. Okay. How is Rahu for bachelor's education? Master's education?
He's in the second house.
He's in the second house. So Rahu being in the second house, this period is conducive to doing the master studies. And how about Mars? Moon. Tantadasa running right now is that of Moon. How is Moon?
Third Lord in Lagna.
Yeah, he's the third Lord in Lagna. How is he placed for the master's education?
12th from the...
Yeah.
Taking master's education as Lagna.
Taking the master's education as Lagna, he is
the second Lord in 12th.
second Lord in the 12th house, exalted in the 12th house. So he can give a foreign travel for master's education. Basically, 12th planet in the 12th house shows foreign travel for that purpose. So because he is an exalted planet, he is a fruitful result giver. So, and his Antardasa is running right now. So traveling, going abroad and studying abroad is a possibility. And moreover, from the Lagna Lord Mercury, he is a Kendra. So from Gemini Lord, he is a Kendra. So he is well placed basically. So he is overall conducive to master's education, and especially because now that he has come abroad, he is even more conducive. And then Mars comes. How is Mars? Taking the second house as Lagna, Mars is 6th and 11th Lord in the 4th house. He is not so good. He is restricting a Kendra, being a male shape. Right? So, and because he is the 6th Lord, there can be some obstacles relating to the pursuing of the master's degree here. There can be some problems that will come up at the end of this year or next year. But the thing is, after that Jupiter will come. Jupiter. How is Jupiter Dasha?
The 8th and 11th Lord in 9th.
He is a male fig but debilitated male fig. So a male fig being debilitated is good. But the other thing is taking the second house as Lagna. He is the 7th Lord in the 8th house. He is a clear marka. 7th Lord in the 8th is very likely to show an end. So during the Jupiter period itself, probably Jupiter or definitely Jupiter Mahadasha, but most likely even the Jupiter Antardasha, the master's education will end. He will give an end to the master's, either stopping it or reaching the fulfillment. So the bottom line is, given that he is running the Dasha of Rahu right now and Moon Antardasha, and given that Jupiter Antardasha is coming next, the time seems more conducive to, comparing D10 and T24, this time seems more conducive to studies than to job basically. So even if he does some kind of work, it will be relating to the studies. So studies is the key. So good idea to actually go ahead and go through some studies and then plan for the long run. Career will be good, just plan for the long run.
He has given some 4 or 5 interviews in 5 different universities. And he has got a final letter saying he is accepted in none.
Okay, one of them.
No one, none of them.
So he hasn't been accepted yet?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So he just got a call like this morning. So he was trying to find out. He's really scared, so he was just trying to find out whether he should stay or go back.
Actually, that is the other thing. We can see whether there is a chance of being here or he will go back. D4. D4. What is the Dasha running right now? Saturn Dasha. Antardasha is of right now Mars, but Rahu is coming soon. Okay. So looking at D4, Mars is in the 8th house and he's a male fit. So he gives Viparita Rajoga, but the bottom line is...
Fifth lord also, right?
Huh?
It is also fifth lord.
No,
not
in
fifth.
P4.
In D4. Right?
Sixth lord.
Sixth lord.
Sixth and 11th lord in the 8th house. So he is okay. He gives Viparita Rajoga. He is not specifically showing going abroad or stabilizing the position abroad. On the other hand, he gives some tension, being in the 8th house.
He's exalted in that too.
He is exalted in the 8th house. So he gives a lot of tension and anxiety. Okay. So current period is conducive to some tension, anxiety. But how about the next period of Rahu? He is 9th lord in Lagna. He is 9th lord in Lagna. So this is after April 26th. Basically later this year. This period is it likely that he will go back to his motherland during this period? Unlikely. So during this period his tensions will go away. Being the 9th lord, he will give fortune, and being in Lagna, 9th lord, he will basically, and Karaka for going abroad, he will stabilize his position abroad. He will either get a visa or green card or whatever basically. So his position in a foreign country will be cemented during this period. So my feeling is he doesn't have to worry about going back. Only thing is try harder, try more universities, and maybe because the thing is if you look at D24, right, in Rahu Dasha, the Antardasha is of Moon and then Mars is coming. They are not really like great. It's not like Mercury Antardasha running or Venus Antardasha. They are not like the most conducive Antardashas for master's education. They are okay basically. So bottom line is, moreover, from the master's education of 12th house, Moon is in the, from the master's education of 2nd house, Moon is in the 12th house of compromise. So, some compromise may also be needed. So, instead of trying all high-fi universities, maybe he can set the bar a little low and try something else also as a backup plan. So, keep trying. There is a good chance that he will actually find something, and it's very unlikely that he will have to go back to India in the next 3 years at least.
If you look at the D4, I was just trying to look at if this person is a kind of a person who is actually going to settle here or go there.
Yeah.
The next Saturn gave me some confidence because he is also the 9th lord in the 12th house. But the next Mahadasha is Mercury. It is the Lagna Lord Dasha in the 10th house.
Right.
So
yeah. So you are saying that the Dasha may take him back.
he is also the 5th lord.
Yeah. Who's 5th lord? Not Mercury.
Not Mercury.
Venus is the 5th lord.
Yeah.
But the thing is, he is Lagna lord. He is in a trine from 5th lord. So, excuse me. So, yes, when Mercury Dasha comes, maybe not immediately, not in 2017 itself, but eventually in Mercury Dasha, maybe Mercury Venus Antardasha, it is likely that he will go back. He will, but the thing is, he shouldn't think about all those things at this point of time. He should focus on stabilizing his position in this country, and then studying here, and then having a career here, and then who knows, he may go back. Maybe, when is Mercury Venus? Because Venus is the 5th lord, right? And he is also in the 5th house from Pakalagna. So Venus is 2020-2023. So during that period, 2020-23 period, he may go back to his motherland. There is a good chance. But the thing is, the coming Saturn Rahu Antardasha will cement his position in the faraway country, because Rahu is Karka in the Lagna, Saturn is the 9th lord in 12. Not only that, taking the Pakalagna as Lagna, because when you see foreign travel, Pakalagna is an important Lagna. Taking the Lagna lord Mercury as reference, from him, Saturn and Rahu are the 12th lords. The 12th from Pakalagna is important for going abroad. Saturn and Rahu own it, and both of them actually aspect it. Saturn with the 10th aspect, Rahu with the 9th aspect. So, Saturn Dasha, Rahu Dasha is a period when I would have expected him to actually come abroad. He actually already came here, but probably it is in that period that his position will be cemented. Until then, there will be uncertainty on whether he is going to go back or stay here. Okay. Any other comments, questions, observations? Anything else? Right, then this chart, I said press down. Okay. So we'll see one more chart. Data is February
2nd,
2nd, 1970,
time is 1936.
7:36 p.m.
7:36.
Male or female?
Male,
Yeah.
Secunderabad.
Secunderabad. Right.
Secunderabad అడిగారు కదా అందుకని.
Yeah. Satisfied all the specifications.
Bombay sir.
Okay. How should I save it?
Save it as Vamsi.
Vamshi. Let's use example. What do we know and what do we want to know?
This boy is in US. He is what we want to know is his father's health. Father's health is in critical state.
Father's health in a critical state.
Correct.
From when?
For last 2-3 months.
Okay. 1 second. What is the date today? March 10 or 11 maybe. 12. March 12, 2012.
I wanted to see if his father would exit this year.
Would exit this year.
Correct. But I did not think so. So that's what I want to verify. Basically,
Do you know when he came to US?
Huh?
Do you know when he came to US?
He came to US 2002, 2003 something.
Okay.
About 10 years.
Early 2000s. Do you know anything about father? What was his career? Or what kind of person he?
He was a clerk in railways.
Huh?
He was a clerk in
Railway. Yeah.
And he drinks quite a bit.
Ah. Alcoholic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's about it.
Okay. Okay, fine. Let me repeat the data. So we are seeing a chart and the data is February 2, 1970, 7:36 p.m. Indian Standard Time, 5 hours 30 minutes east of GMT, Secunderabad, India, 78 degree 30 minutes east, 17 degree 27 minutes north. So this person, we want to see about father. So the last 2-3 months, father's health has been especially from the approximately end of 2011 and beginning of 2012, his health has been bad. And this person has been in US for the last about 10 years. And his father worked as a clerk in railways, Indian Railways, and he had a drinking problem. He was alcoholic. And he has some health problems, and his health is in a critical condition. And we want to see how is the time for him right now. Go to deep work. 30 seconds earlier, Lagna will change. So, we'll rectify, but the thing is, let's make a Prashna chart also. Let's make a Prashna right now. 7:31:56. 7:31:56 p.m. March 12, 2012. And place is Dracut, Mass. Let me just save this.
7:36 వచ్చింది
Yeah.
16 వచ్చింది.
మీరు కొట్టినప్పుడు time, the time when you press new chart and the time when I press new chart may be different. The thing is, I standardize the time that I took the Prashna because I am the one who posed the Prashna.
No, so that's what I'm taking. So it's 36, right?
Yeah. 7:31:56.
7:31.
36 hasn't come yet. It's only 7:32 now. 7:31:56 p.m. 4 hours west of GMT, March 12, 2012, Dracut, Mass, USA. Lagna should be 8 degree 7 minute Virgo. We'll just keep it aside. We'll come back to it later. First, let's rectify the natal chart. And we'll use the Prashna to confirm our. Actually, before we do that, just go to the Prashna. See, is there a possibility? What kind of Prashna it is? Is it possible? Lagna is Virgo.
Virgo, 8 degrees.
8 degrees 7 minutes Virgo.
నాకు 7:49 వచ్చింది.
Okay. Time did you take? 7:31:56.
7:31:56.
Dracut or
I took graph.
yeah, that is the thing. I took Dracut. We are in Dracut.
అదంతా ఎలా పడుతుంది?
Huh?
It makes
It makes a little difference. Okay. Okay. The ninth house, the prashna is basically, if you take the Lagna Lord Mercury is in seventh house. Lagna Lord Mercury is in seventh house. And the ninth house, how is the ninth house? Ninth house of father. The prashna is relating to father. And how is the ninth house? It contains Ketu. It contains, from the ninth house taking as Lagna Lord is with eighth Lord in the 12th house. And Lagna contains seventh Lord. Right? So overall, looking at all these factors, there is, things don't look good for father basically. Just based on the Rashi chart. There is Ketu in the ninth house, and ninth Lord is affected by, taking ninth as Lagna Lord is affected by an enemy and a functional benefit. That too eighth Lord. So there is a Duryoga. But let us now go back to the, so there are some negative indications relating to father. Let us see the Rashi, Valshamsa chart in the natal chart. The leeway we have is 13 seconds. 13 seconds earlier or 10.5 minutes later, Lagna will change in deep fall. So we don't know if if this is accurate or Lagna has to be changed back. So it is either Scorpio or Sagittarius, right? Deep fall, Lagna that we get with the time is Sagittarius, but it could be Scorpio as well. Which one explains what we know? That we need to see. First, what is the Dasha running right now? Vimsho 3 D12. Based on D12 Vimsho 3 Dasha, the Dasha running right now is Mars. Natal chart. Mars Dasha is running right now based on Vimsho 3 Dasha of D12. Mars Dasha, Anta Dasha is Jupiter. Mars Jupiter is running. And in Mars Jupiter, there are some health problems. So Mars Jupiter, there are some health problems. Is it possible? Does it make any sense? Why? Okay, if you take Scorpio, the ninth house is Cancer, okay. How does it make sense?
Lord is in sixth house and
Lord is in? Yeah.
Jupiter is the sixth Lord.
Yeah. Right. Why are there problems in Mars period? Mars Mahadasha is giving health problems. Why? Well, Mars is in the second house with the second Lord. Right? Mars is in the second house with the second Lord. But he is also Yokarka. He is Yokarka. So his period was overall may have been good. But the thing is, he is in the Markasthana with the Marka, with his friend Sun. And Sun being the second Lord, the second is a clear Marka. So being with Marka, associated with Marka, Mars can give some tension. And moreover, he does aspect the sixth Lord. He has half aspect on sixth house, but more importantly, the sixth Lord Jupiter is aspected by Mars with a friendly aspect. So he does have a role in the sixth house. But he is Mahadasha Lord. Antardasha Lord has to be prominent. And if you take Antardasha, Jupiter Antardasha does make sense, because even though he is ninth Lord in the ninth, he is also sixth Lord. He is the sixth Lord. So he can give some problems. But the thing is, the next Antardasha, I also agree that compared to Sagittarius, this makes more sense. If you take Sagittarius, the ninth house is Leo with Sun in Lagna, right? Sun in Lagna with Mars, Yokarka, Mars and Sun together, it shows somebody very healthy and very dharmic and etc. And alcoholism doesn't make sense. And the 10th Lord Venus will be in own side, Mola Trikona, in third house. So somebody who maybe changes jobs a lot, but somebody very successful. So it should give a good career, 10th Lord in Mola Trikona. On the other hand, if you take Cancer as 9th house, the 10th house contains Ketu. Right? So Ketu in 10th house can give a routine career, a career as a clerk. More important,
Career-wise, he was a theatre artist for over 30 years. So,
he was a theatre artist, okay.
so Venus should have been.
But the thing is, even now Venus will aspect the 10th house. But the thing is, instead of Venus being directly the 10th Lord and being in own sign, now basically Venus is just aspecting the 10th house. So when Venus was prominent, he may have had that career and later it may have stopped. For example, in Venus Dasha or something like that. But the thing is, Saturn in Lagna, that too 8th Lord Saturn, does show a big weakness for alcohol. Alcoholism or smoking, these habits are given by Saturn. Saturn and North. They are basically the planets of depletion. And his influence on Lagna or fifth house of emotional stability, that is important for having those weaknesses, smoking, alcoholism, etc. So here Saturn is in Lagna, that too Lagna Lord is in Adhisthana. So this does make some sense. Now the thing is, if you take this Lagna, so let us stick to Scorpio, let's change the time back. How much?
15 seconds.
So let me say 35:30. 7:35:30. Now, the next Antardasha is of Saturn. Is it better or worse?
Worse.
In Mars Antardasha, Mars can be a Marka, by the way. Being in the second house, he can be a Marka.
I have a question here.
Yes.
Since you are looking at the personal chart, how can we take the time?
Not Prashna, this is his chart.
This is the natal chart. We are
Natal
looking at his natal chart.
Yeah, we are all the comments in the last several minutes were in his natal chart. Prashna we don't do like that. Prashna is accurate. Whatever time we cast it for, that's it. It's written in stone. Okay. So, Saturn,
Is that
the Antardasha is that of Jupiter, but next will come Saturn. How is Saturn?
he's also the 7th Lord in Lagna.
He is also
He's 7th Lord in 7th and 8th Lord.
7th and 8th Lord in Lagna. Yes.
7th.
He is clearly a Marka. So if our rectification is correct, there is a danger, mortal danger, soon. Basically after this period starts, which is second half of this year.
People generally say that Saturn won't kill his house. I mean,
Why? I know people who are killed by Saturn, so nobody has a rule that I won't kill. Anybody can kill.
he's the 8th Lord.
Huh?
As an 8th Lord.
But he is 7th Lord too. He is not just 8th Lord. He is 7th Lord, moreover, he is aspecting own sign, 7th house. So 7th and 8th both are owned by him, but 7th is aspected also by him. So he may be even more partial towards 7th house. It doesn't really work that way. Now one more thing is, if this is the right chart, then the 10th Lord is in 10th house. 10th Lord is in one sign, Sun. So Chaturdashi Samdasha also applies. We can quickly check. But because we are saying something very drastic, death basically. So I want to confirm it using another dasha. So see the Chaturdashi Samdasha of D12.
Sun is running right.
Sun dasha is running.
Sun, Venus.
Sun-
Jupiter.
Okay. Sun Jupiter. No, Sun
Sun, not Jupiter.
Sun Venus and then Sun Saturn.
Sun, Venus, Sun, Sun.
Oh, yeah, Sun, Venus.
Sun Venus is running. Venus is 4th Lord in 4th, not a Marka. Even though he is with 8th Lord, he is a partial Marka. He is not really that bad. But it is Saturn who comes next. And by the way, Sun is a clear Marka. You all see that, right? He is the 2nd Lord in 2nd. Right?
Yes.
So even compared to Mars, the other way it was Mars Saturn. This way it is Sun Saturn. Sun and Mars both are in the 2nd house. Sun is even stronger Marka. And Mercury is, sorry, not Mercury. Saturn is, as we said earlier, Marka. So after this May and before 2014 January, it will be Sun, Saturn. And based on Vimshapati, when did we say Saturn starts in Mars?
1208.
Oh, 08. So it was August that way, it is May this way. So basically second half of this year and next year are very critical. These two dashas are showing death. And a very clear Marka is running in Antardasha. That's on both, same planet. There is there is little chance that you can escape. So the Prashna seems to, no, not Prashna, the natal chart seems to suggest that second half of this year and next year is very dangerous.
Such is the case, and Sun Mars would have also been problematic, right, sir? Sun Mars. Sir.
Mars is a mild marka because he is a Yokarka.
Okay.
He is marka only because he is with a friend in a marka house. He doesn't have such a strong agenda to kill. It is Saturn who is really the marka, being the second lord aspect in 7, seventh lord aspect in 7, and Sun being the second lord in 2nd. Actually, Sun is the strongest marka.
Sun.
Yeah, Sun Khuya. So the thing is, based on other dashas, it may be something else running there.
So do we say is in second half of this year more probable or early next year more probable?
That is difficult, basically. Let us go to Tajika then. Just based on the natal dasha, you can't really be that specific because Prachanda dashas, we can't really rely on them. They may be off.
Directly from us.
So let us see the Tajika chart. Tajika is February 3, 2012, 16, 25, 10. The Lagna is Gemini in Rasi chart. So in this Dvadashamsa, do we have some leeway? Yeah, we have some leeway. So let's assume that this is accurate. So is there a chance of father passing away this year? Let's see. Let's take the Vimshottari Dasha of D12, the standard Vimshottari of D12. Okay.
Currently, Ketu is on.
Forget about currently, but what are the combinations here for death? Let's see first. The ninth house is Sagittarius. Ninth house contains 8th lord. So he is worried about father. 8th lord in the ninth shows some anxiety and worry about father. And taking Sagittarius as Lagna, 12th lord is in Lagna.
Lagna
6th and 8th lords are together in 4th house.
Lagna Lord in 8th, sir.
Right. Lagna lord is in the 8th house. Exalted. Lagna lord is in the 8th house. And the 6th and 8th lords are together. 6th lord Venus is exalted and with the 8th lord. So who are markas here? Second lord is always marka. Second and third lord Saturn is marka because he is aspect in 2nd house. So Saturn is a marka and he is an evil sign. So he is a marka. Mercury is the 7th lord. But he is exalted in own sign. He may or may not be marka, but Rahu is a malefic in the 7th house. So Rahu is a marka. So Saturn, Rahu are markas. And Moon also you can say 8th lord. He is 8th lord with the 6th lord exalted. So he can also kill. So it is Moon period will be June 15 to July 16. And then Rahu and Saturn will come towards the end of the year. So Rahu, Saturn are possible. But before we pronounce anything, quickly check next year's chart. How is next year's chart? Again, assuming the chart to be accurate, the 9th house is Aquarius, right?
Yes, sir.
8th lord is in the 2nd house, Mercury. 7th lord, Sun is in the 7th house, Sun. So are there strong indications of death this year or previous year? See, the Lagna Lord, though debilitated, is in the 3rd house. In the other case, Lagna Lord was in the 8th house. So overall, looking at comparing both the charts, my feeling is that previous chart is stronger. So let's go back to 2012. So Rahu Dasha and Saturn Dasha I will expect. So I'll say most likely the second half of this year itself. Probably Rahu Dasha or Sen Dasha. And let's now get confirmation from the Prashna. We already made a Prashna. So in the Rashi chart we saw that there is some problem. And what I want to do now is, let's go to D12. Let us just use instead of using Navamsa for past, Vyakana for future, like we did in the last class, we will just use the standard principles, use these D12, D10, etc. So if you use D12, how Our conclusion based on Rashi chart, natal chart was that father will not survive it. Father will die soon, within a year. So is that possible based on this? Let us see. So ninth house is Leo, right? So Lagna Lord is in the sixth house. He is an inimical sign. He is not strong, aspected by Saturn. Lagna Lord is in Saturn sign, aspected by Saturn. So Lagna is devoid of strength. Okay. Only thing is Yokarka Mars is aspecting it, but at the same time Maraka Shani is also aspecting it. Lagna. So overall Lagna is beaten down. So if Lagna is very strong, that can save. So Lagna is weak. It has some weaknesses. And secondly, the Marakasthanas. How are the Marakasthanas? The second house contains two male fixed. 12th lord and also third lord in second is a combination, just like 8th lord in 7th. Third lord in second is a combination for death. He is debilitated too. So Venus in the, moreover two male fixed in the second house. Now functional male fixed. Functional male fixed in the second house will kill. Okay, Mars, even though he is in the 7th house, he is Yokarka, so he is not a killer. So Venus and Moon can kill. So second house is very, very dominant. And the second lord Mercury, he is with the 7th lord Rahu. And he is in most sign. So Mara, second house is very, very strong. Second is very strong and second lord is very strong. And the other thing is 8th lord Jupiter is in the third house. So there are several combinations of death. So such a strong second house does show that, yeah, probably whatever, it's not really contradicting whatever we saw in the natal chart. And so the conclusion is that he may not survive. He may not see the next birthday of this person. Father may die soon.
And we used to see early, way back when, combinations from AL in the natal chart to see the
Father?
Not father, basically the death of a person, then we could have.
Yeah. But that is for the natal
chart. Not that we used to see with Vikram, not with this.
Yeah, I'm not sure with this, yeah. I haven't seen that. We used to see the Chardasha, not Chardasha, Shuradasha and Jyan Shuradasha. And then Shuradasha of father, we used to do that, right? See, we can try that. Go to Shuradasha.
But do we switch the Siddhanta, keep it like this?
Oh, keep it like this. See, Rashi chart is mostly the same anyway. And we do this in the Rashi chart. So, take the Shuradasha from 9th house to see father. Take the Shuradasha from 9th house, okay? So the Dasha running right now is that of Aquarius, right? Right? Dasha running right now is Aquarius and it contains A9. So based on the standard traditional principle, there is a chance of death of father. A9 is in the Dasha sign. Just made a notes of what we found. Any other questions or comments or observations? And the thing is, when somebody is suffering with something critical, and when somebody realizes that somebody may not have a long time, basically, much longevity left, if you know that death is staring at you maybe another year, 2 years, 3 years, but not much time, then basically suggesting a remedy based on the 9th lord or something not really useful. Basically you don't try to save because there's not really much chance to save. What you really do is, whatever has happened in this life has happened. So your goal is to get a good life in the next life. Move on fast and get a good life. So whatever devata your mind is drawn towards, whether it's Venkateswara or Kali or Durga or Ganesha, whoever it is, just pick some devata. Doesn't really matter who you pick. Pick some devata and think much of your time about the God. Spend much of your time thinking about the God. So hopefully when you actually die, you won't get weird thoughts, but you will think about the God. So when you have some notice, you can prepare yourself. Any other questions, comments?